Can you spike it 4 times in a row like the Friends opening?
No one told you life was gonna be this way.
Have you never seen the Friends opening?
So no one told you life was gonna be this way.
Hello and welcome to Mystery Triplets, a podcast where we try to figure out why Friends is still so good. This week, we're going to talk about the best jobs we ever had. I'm Logan, joined as always by...
I'm Piper.
And I'm Kent, the least favorite Chandler.
Instead of a special guest this week, we just got a special couch. Pretty good.
Instead of a special guest, we got your deceased grandmother's furniture.
Oh,
Welcome.
Sarah.
Rest in peace, Grandma.
You didn't have to bring that up.
Yeah, we did.
Alright.
Think we didn't steal his couch from a dead grandma?
You think a dead
Probably.
grandma didn't rub in these cushions so good that they hold your ass like they
You
do?
didn't think a grandma died in here?
Oh, you don't think there's a grandma in this couch?
Oh, there is. We all know it.
It's a podcasting
So,
magic.
this week, we will be discussing what BA students actually do. It's a mystery to many, especially sciences students.
BA stands for Bachelor of Arts.
Indeed.
That's all I know about this program.
That's why we're all in education for the uninformed.
It's a combined degree. We get 2 degrees, we get 0 jobs in 2 fields. We're ahead of the game.
Half the price, twice the deals.
Hell yeah.
It's definitely not half the price.
It's not. It's
definitely
an
a little
extra
bit.
year.
It's definitely more.
It's definitely an extra $4,000-ish dollars.
I thought it was like 7,000.
Either way, I'm gonna be poor my whole life. The
That's
only
us.
thing standing between you and graduation is
You know
poverty.
what? You know what'll help you not be poor your whole life? Getting a minimum wage job.
Oh, damn.
Ever had one of those?
So this week, I was paid to do this? Question mark?
So, I don't know about you guys, but the worst job I ever had was working at a Cineplex in Calgary. It's the busiest theater in Canada. It's called Chinook. It got like 8,000 people on a normal Saturday. It was bullshit. I worked in concession for a couple months, and then I asked to be like trained in the Tim Hortons there, and then they just never let
There's
me
a
leave.
Tim Hortons in the theater?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the worst. I worked there for 6 months, and I got absolutely 0 training there. They just they just booked me to work there, and then told the other girl working there to train me, and she was not happy about having to train me.
Yikes.
And it was a fucking terrible job. Got yelled at so much. One time, a woman asked for white hot chocolate, and I had to tell her we didn't have any because it's a very small location. We don't have most things.
Hi,
How
we
would-
don't have most things.
How would you respond to somebody saying, "Sorry, we don't have white hot chocolate"?
Okay, can I get normal hot chocolate then?
That is not how she responded. Kent, how do you think a person would respond to finding out that there's no white hot chocolate?
They would leave?
The correct answer was they told me to fuck off and then left.
Oh.
They
Okay.
were fired up
Okay.
about the no hot
That's
chocolate.
some
They also
shit.
made me work Christmas for 8 hours, which is the busiest day of the year for theaters. There was a lineup like stretching from like the till at Tim Hortons to the Dance
To, like,
Revolution
Bangkok.
machine on the other side of the theater. It was touching the other wall.
You could
for
dance while
4
you waited
hours
in line.
straight. I don't know why the fuck anybody would wait in that line. They were fools. They were goddamn fools.
I asked
to
myself
do
that question, why people wait in the Ouroboros line in the cab Tim Hortons.
Either way,
I mean, because that line like goes reasonably fast. Like, it's like a 10-minute line, tops.
Either way, I ended up quitting because I told them I was going to Europe for 3 weeks and would not work again.
Fair, that's what a girl at my age
actually-
is currently doing.
I ended up getting a job at a different Cineplex like a year after that, and I worked there for like 4 weeks, and then I just set my availability to never.
Hi, when are you available?
I just went to the online like scheduling thing, set my availability to never, and left a note saying that I can't work anymore, and cleaned out my locker,
Very
and never
good.
went back to that
Like
theater.
a post-it note? And it just
No,
said,
not even.
no thank you. Just left it on the locker.
Yeah. Just bye, boys.
Bye-bye.
So, Ken, what's your worst job that you ever had?
In grade 11, just like my dad here, I worked in a Toys R Us as a seasonal from October to December, and I was let go for a variety of reasons. They didn't
Ooh,
give
firing
me.
stories!
Fired from
I
Toys
guess
R Us.
I got fired. I'm not sure why to this day. They didn't give
Oh,
me a
no,
reason.
you said there was a variety of reasons.
Oh, they said a variety.
Oh, yeah,
Like, I was
walk
like,
us
but
through.
can you give me something specific? And they were like, no. And I'm like, legal requirements, question mark? But I didn't press further because I was kind of like a little sad about it. Because I was just starting to get like good in with the managers again. Because for a while there, I wasn't super good with the managers. Because like, Toys R Us is a shitty place to work, and you don't really like anyone when you work there because you kind of just want to talk to your friends, but then they yell at you if you try and talk to your friends, even though they're like in the same section, same area as you, and you're still like doing your job. It's weird. They sit up in their booths and do nothing but watch you and yell at you if you talk.
In their high towers.
Yeah, in their high tower.
In their big
and
brother
They stand in their
booths.
ebony towers.
I'm
Their
imagining
ivory towers.
I'm imagining
Judging.
some like male pattern baldness overlord with like the blue Toys R Us vest, just like
Oh no, they're
this
red
two-way
vests.
mirrors.
They're red
Standing in a
vests.
tower of toys, judging the common folks.
Yep, literally. Also, the guy who trained me was like, I thought he was a cool dude, and I like picked up some of his antics, and then like 2 days later, I was approached by another guy who worked there, and he was like, yeah, we don't like Jordan here, stop acting like him for the love of God. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I have to change everything.
Oh no, guess I have to get me a new personality.
Guess so, boys.
One of my supervisors at the theater, I thought he was pretty cool, and then one time he asked me to like go to the casino with him after work, and I'm just like, dude, I'm 16.
Dude,
Like, what the fuck?
Hi, I'm
And then I
12.
found out that like he was like 21, I think, and he was dating a girl that worked there that was like 15.
Does he not know what age looks like at all?
It's fine.
And I kept making fun
It's
of him by saying
Euphemism,
that
yeah.
he was like the best supervisor ever, and that like they don't give out awards for best supervisor because he would win. There would be no contest. And he found out that like I started a hashtag that was like his name, like best team leader, and fucking got so very mad at me.
Oh,
He
no.
told our general manager, and the GM did not really care.
Because you made a fan page Twitter hashtag for him.
I told him that it was 100% serious, and I just loved him. And that guy still hates me because he's friends with fucking Emma. Well,
Oh,
he isn't
okay.
friends. He knows Emma.
There we go.
Emma also hates him from our floor that we lived with last year.
Well, that's fun.
And he found out that like one of Emma's friends was like also friends with me, and he texted her and was just like, "Why are you friends with Logan Van Horn?" And they're like,
I have a bounty on
he
his
knows
head.
Emma, and he's
Oh.
like, "That guy is an asshole. I fucking hate him." And I'm like, "Dude, I bullied you like 3 years ago when I was 16.
Yikes.
Why are you still this mad about it?"
Yikes.
That is Fun City.
Oh man, I miss that guy. Either way,
Shout
what's your
out,
worst
buddy.
job? Shut up.
Oh no, I'm gonna bleep it. I'm bleeping it.
You can find him on SoundCloud under the name Big Daddy Pimp Juice.
Oh, okay.
Tell me
I
that's
won't
a
bleep
lie.
that.
That's not a lie.
I won't bleep that.
I don't know if that's a SoundCloud, but that's his rapper name.
Oh.
Oh god.
Can you censor that too?
Yep,
Yeah.
I'm
Censor that.
censoring everything. This whole episode is censored.
Alright,
Yeah, may as well.
welcome to Mystery Triplets Censored Edition. I almost called it.
I'm gonna censor you saying the old
So
name.
Piper, you worked with wild lesbians in an art store.
Okay, but me working in the art store was my best part-time job. That was freaking awesome. If you want to hear the story of my worst part-time job, we're also going to go back to the 11th grade because that's where you have bad
Hell
part-time
yeah.
jobs. And I worked in La Senza because there's one mall in Red Deer, and that is the store that you can work part-time and get paid the best at. So I did that one. I worked at La Senza, and as y'all were, I was also 16, and I ended up being the employee trainer within 3 months of working there.
Alright.
Because I was the most competent out of all of the adult women who worked there.
That's sad.
I was 16, and I trained
Wow.
adult women how to fit other adult women for lingerie products.
That sounds like the dream.
It was an absolute meme. It's like a sitcom.
How many creepy guys came in?
So many. It was my actual
Really?
favorite thing to make it the worst. It was Red Deer, Logan.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, there's
One time
nothing else to
my
do
social
there.
studies teacher came in. That was fun.
Oh.
When you're a creepy guy in like a big city, you can just like go jerk off on a train or something. But Red Deer, they don't got trains. You gotta break into a La Senza while it's
I'm
open.
upset.
Oh my god.
I'm
Okay,
really
nobody.
upset.
Oh, good.
You-
Censor.
Sorry.
Were you gonna say nobody jerked off in the story, but then you realized that was a lie?
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Oh.
Man, this store sounds fun.
It was really bad, but speaking of jerking off and telling people to leave stores, at the
Oh.
art store that I worked at,
Oh.
which was my favorite part-time job
This
that I've
gets
ever
better.
had. It was more of a full-time job because I worked there all summer, but I worked in an independently owned, like a local fine art supply store, so we had like really bougie art stuff, and we got to like teach classes, so it was super good times, and very talented artists came. Like it was some bougie shit, but like hipster bougie. I was into it. But because it was right downtown and also right by the bus terminal, we had a lot of strange people. Like, the characters that emerge from this job are, like, story material that I'm holding on to for my whole life because they're all so golden. There was this one woman who went by the name of Angelina. When she wrote us thank you cards, every time she bought something, she would write us a thank you card.
Aww.
But when she introduced herself in person, I said, oh, like, hi, Angelina, how's it going? And she'd be like, shh, don't use that name here. And I'm like, oh, okay, what would you like me to call you then? And she had a couple different names, but we just kind of, like, settled on Angelina because that's what she would sign the cards with. And she was obviously, like, very, very down on her existence or something.
Can you say the name and then censor it?
No, she had many names, but we're just gonna rock with Angelina. And one Sunday morning, I was opening, because Sunday mornings were my fave, because I would pop on CBC Radio 2 and listen to Stuart McLean's Final Cafe. And I was just, like, messing around, nobody was in the store, just, like, playing with wax seals. And then I hear something slam up against the back door. What could this be? Angelina has passed out and has slid down the glass, leaving a trail of blush down the glass door. A streak of cream blush is now on my glass door. And I open it, but alas, her crumpled fucking body is on the sidewalk there. So I'm like, hey girl, what's up? So I knock. Her face is like against... I knock on her face in the glass. And she wakes up in a start and she says, sorry, I was on the phone. Can I come in?
That's
What?
not an answer to those questions.
She said she was on the phone. I told her to come around to the front door. So she did. And then she started talking to me for like a solid 45 minutes. Just these legends of her life and how she was going to be a fashion designer in New York and how she has a whole installation piece. Then she goes into the back room of the store where we have our classes, still talking, and I'm just, walking along with it. It's a Sunday morning. Nobody's going to come into the store till like 2. Mm-hmm. And she starts setting up an installation in the back room. She's like, and here I'll hang my acrylic pieces and I'll take all these shelves down so that I can put my sculptures on. I'm like, yeah, it sounds like, wow, that's a great idea. Meanwhile, I'm like high-key texting my managers, like, Angelina's back, help me. And she did not leave until 1 p.m.
I don't know why, that just reminded me of another shitty story from when I worked at the Tim Hortons. So, we had to close the theater. I had to do that, like, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, pretty much every fucking week for, like, 8 months. And we couldn't start closing till the last show went in, which was like 11:30.
Yeah.
So I was there till like 1 on school nights usually.
Fuck that.
One time, we were there really late. It was like 1:30. We had just put the mop away. We put it in a storage room, and as somebody was leaving their movie, they walked up to Tim Hortons with a full cup of coffee and threw it on the ground in the store.
Why?
They reached over the counter and just slammed it down. We'll never know. And our fucking manager walked in, just stared at the floor. He's like, did somebody just throw a coffee cup, like a full coffee cup, right on the floor after we finished mopping? And then everybody just comes and we all just stare at this fucking...
just like congregating
We're all just
around.
staring at it like it's a fucking art piece. Like somebody put a bagel in the toaster and like Mona Lisa came out on it. We're just staring at this shit. And then our manager's like, wow, that's fucked up. And just walks away. We had to go get the fucking mop again and re-mop the floor.
That's the good thing to do.
And I was like, wow, I hate this job. Another time, I was there till 3:30 a.m. because you can censor that again. It was so shit. He let, like, fucking everybody working go early at, like, he let everybody go at, like, 1, and then it was just, like, me, him, another supervisor, and another person that worked there. And we had to close, like, and clean a third of the theater by ourselves. And... it just fucking took forever because there was nobody there and he didn't know what he was doing or what his job was. So I was there till 3:30 on a Saturday night.
Ew.
But I got paid till 3:30, so it was okay.
Speaking of shitty closing times, I was once blamed for us having to stay like an hour and a half. So like the entire thing was blamed on me entirely. And to this day, I'm not entirely sure why because I was doing my job.
Do you sometimes
It's
wake up in a
because you-
hot sweat and you're like, not again.
It's because you upset the Toy King.
I
The
guess.
toy gods
I must
of
have.
Toys R
But,
Us
like,
were
the thing
angered
is,
in their
I was-
ebony towers.
I was in the back for the most of the night, which is like a warehouse. So I was doing warehouse stuff.
A dungeon.
Yeah, basically. But also I liked working in the back more because it's less miserable because the back manager was a lot...
Sorry, I thought of like...
Les Miserables! because the back manager was a lot better than like the person who worked out front because they were all ebony tower balding men people.
Oh my god.
Their toy palace.
Yeah.
Judging you with their toy crowns.
So I get out of the back.
A staff made of Legos.
So I get out of the back and I realize, and like everyone's scrambling around to get done. And I'm like, oh boy, just better go help out. So I grab a card and like start putting stuff back on the shelves and restocking and doing my job.
Christmas elf.
And then like I'm called to the phone and like I get to the phone and I pick it up and my manager's like, Kent, what the fuck are you doing? Get on it. You're not going fast enough here. We're not gonna get out in time. And then like for the next 15 minutes, I start like going a bit faster, and she keeps calling me specifically and being like, "You're not going fast enough. This night's on you." And then she made me cry at the end of the night because she singled me out in front of everyone.
Oh, that's hell.
Yeah.
Then Naruto ran from place to place.
Sorry, I wasn't into anime back then.
Is there anything sadder than imagining young Kent crying in a toy store? Because I can't think of anything that's sadder.
I can't.
That's a good place to end.
It's pubescent, Ken. Crying in a toy store.
That was it. I'm really sad, guys.
We did it.
Welcome to Bullying Kent, the podcast.
Focus.
Welcome to our second segment of Mystery Triplets. What actually happens in a BA class, or I paid for this? Question mark.
BA drama classes are a lot of weird, abstract sort of work. So I feel when I explain what I did in class today to my friends in science and engineering, they often think I'm lying.
Yeah, a lot of people would expect like theater would be script work because that's the conventional mode of theater, but BA is more for like developing small theater and your own company and not like, you know, plain Virginia Woolf.
Oh, but
Even
not
like-
a profitable company.
Oh, of course not. No.
Theater doesn't make money.
Sorry, that was a myth.
fuck up.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's like, even in a scene study class, there's very little script work that actually gets done.
Yeah.
In
There's a
fact,
lot-
they like specifically emphasize that you don't spend a lot of time on the script and that you find the impulse and the intention behind the script in your physical character body.
Yeah, you gotta get that good neutral mask going.
Oh.
So Piper,
Censor that.
what's the most outlandish thing you've done in class?
I was in my first year of drama. We were in 150, which is a physical acting-based class. And it's
So-
also the first class they make you take in the department.
You have to take it no matter what.
Mandatory.
And I think that the reason that the department has such a high dropout rate after the first year is because the first thing you experience is coming into class and experiencing these insane things. I actually have 2 short stories, one of which I often use as a metaphor for theater in general, which is we were doing this exercise with a box. And we had to envision a box, no matter what size or what shape, and we had to just kind of like physicalize it, and then we had to push it around the room and like see what it felt like and what it sounded like and all of these things with this box. And I was looking around the room as somebody who I really hadn't acted before my first year outside of like classes. So this poor little tech kid just figuring out what the hell all these crazy actors are doing around me. And then we sat around the circle and shared what was in our box. And everybody had these like really sick backstories, or like somebody had a lion in their box. And I was like, oh, fuck.
Somebody's was just like filled with lime green jello.
Oh.
Yeah, or
And
like
they were playing with jello the whole time.
Oh.
heirloom from their dead mother who was like part of this whole storyline.
I'm trying to remember what was in my box now, but I can't because this was over a year ago.
It stuck with me so much because I said, there's nothing in my box. Because I tried so hard to envision this imaginary thing, and our instructor looks at me and goes, oh, wow, interesting. Care to tell us more about that? And I'm like, there's nothing in my box, please help. There's nothing in it. And she's like, excellent work, Piper, great exploration. I'm like, this class is an entire meme.
We pay for this.
We pay for this shit.
What was that class? Like $600 for the semester?
I think, yeah, classes are like
700
for a semester.
Yeah, in that same class, in like this scene project, we had like 15 minutes to put together a short piece. So it was just kind of like strung together. And we were exhibiting this feeling of anguish and sadness. And my group members and I were all facing away from each other. And we were kind of like on the ground saying these lines. I don't remember exactly what it was. But she's like, stop, stop, stop. Every time you say one of those words, I want you to accentuate it by smacking your face on the floor. Tell me how mad you are. I'm like, I think this is just enough. This is just enough madness. And he's like, oh, bring me the rage. And I paid to smack my head on the floor.
Yeah, one guy
times.
actually just went for it, and every word he just hit his head on the floor as hard as he could. And our prof was like, that's what I want to see. And I'm
Like-
like, bruh, that dude just paid to give himself a concussion professionally.
You can censor the name,
I
but
paid
who
for
was
this
he?
class with
Oh,
tuition
there it
money
is.
and with my brain cells. I pay for this department with my brain cells.
Sometimes I tell people stories about drama and they don't understand who is the good guy in the stories.
Exactly.
Like
There is no winner.
There's this one story that's very popular among us, where one class was going on in this room on campus, and somebody like that wasn't in the class came in like while it was going on. It's like, sorry, I forgot my binder here. I'm just gonna like pick it up. And the prof's like, yeah, that's fine. Just like go get it. And like they were like taking a long time, and they were like dragging their feet as they did, and like as they were leaving, he just yelled, "And pick up your fucking feet while you're at it." And the person that picked up their binder just like looked really scared and like ran out of the room. And like I told my friends this story, and they're like, "Oh my god, like how much trouble did that prof get in?" And I'm like, "No, he's the good guy.
No, yeah. He is the
He's
good
the
boy.
protagonist of that story. How dare they take so long to get their fucking binder?"
And how dare they not have the pride to lift up their heels half a fucking inch as they walk?
Holy shit!
Excuse.
Actually, we did an exercise like that in Drama 149. I did 149 because I got into university, so like the 150 was all full, and 149 is like the class for people who aren't in drama but are taking it as an option. Anyway, so we did a little thing, an acting exercise where Marie, Censored, our teacher, our prof,
Gotta stop censoring everything.
was like, so I just want like you to enter and Kent just be really mad at him because he's like another student who you don't really like, and he has to like pick up his phone which he left in here, and then we did a whole riff off that. I paid to do that. I'm just saying.
God.
I saw
really
somebody
iconic.
once suggest Drama 149 as an easy arts option course to take.
Oh.
I need an arts option.
They
And I
s-
said, how about no? Because our 150 prof didn't believe in A's.
Yeah.
So it's not like a GPA booster. It's more just like, I'm gonna hurt your feelings a little
It's
bit.
a
so you know-
confidence crusher.
it's just that you know what you're getting yourself into with university drama.
The average is set
gonna-
as a C.
Yeah, it's just gonna hold you down a little bit.
A C. So don't take Drama 149 as like a booster. Take it as like a, I kind of did drama in high school and I'm a bit of a masochist.
So, yeah, pretty much. It's a good
But
response.
it's not like theory classes are any better. Some shit comes
Okay,
out of that
so-
too.
Oh man.
The most outlandish shit to probably ever happen in a theory course, I don't know, a lot of weird shit happens, was in our first year we had to take Drama 103. We all took it together.
It's like
I wasn't friends with them at
It's
this
like a
point.
writ.
sat on a
It's more
different
of like
side
a
of it.
lecture class rather than like
Yeah,
a
you just
stand
like
up and act class.
sit and just like listen to a guy just like talk about like the theater of history and like how plays evolved to
Theater
the
of
point that they
history.
are now. And at one point he was talking, our prof was talking about anti-heroes and like how they came about and how they gained popularity. And one guy that put up his hand about 18 times a class.
Important subtext. We were talking about anti-heroes within like Renaissance theater.
Yeah.
Like very specific timeline.
Like how they all, like how the Renaissance sort of like created anti-heroes as a character type. One guy puts his hand up and just says, "Could Hitler be classified as an anti-hero?" And I turn, I throw all my shit in the air, and I just stare at him for the rest of class, and our prof is just like, "What?"
He was so taken
No.
aback, and he's like, "No, no."
And then like the kid just like kept talking about Hitler as an anti-hero, and everybody's like, "Dude, why are you like trying to make your point?"
And that's not the only time he brought up Hitler in that class.
He brought him up.
Hitler was brought
he
up
brought
out
up
of
Nazis
context.
3 times.
Oh my god.
You know how many times we studied German plays? None.
We
you know how many
studied
times
no
we studied
German
plays
plays?
in the 40s? None. Any plays like with context to World War II?
None.
Pretty much none.
No.
No, we didn't.
Death of a Salesman has very little to do with Nazis,
Yeah.
except in this guy's head.
Oh
I
god.
was shocked. Yeah, no.
This,
That was so
theories classes
outlandish
get
shit.
wild.
Theory classes are kind of my favorite form of performance art because you'll get shit like that with these good raw improv reactions from the professor and trying to deal with that. And there was also the leitmotif that crossed our theory class that we took last semester of incest and cuckoldry.
Oh, yeah.
Incest and
So
cuckoldry.
much cuckoldry. Back in the day,
Oh.
there was nothing funnier than a guy having his wife cheat on him. They fucking loved that. In old plays, guys get cucked all the time.
Oh.
Yep.
I feel like we probably talked about this before.
Oh yeah, 100%. But I just love that every play we
Cucks are
studied
fun.
either had cuckoldry, incest, or both. Cause why not?
It's fine.
Man, we paid for that class.
We
paid
paid for
paid-
that with our dignity.
Drama 208 cucks through history.
Okay, it gets better. I unironically wrote about like how modern day cuckoldry in theater could work in a paper, and I got an A on it.
Oh my god, you wrote a cuck paper.
Yeah, you edited it.
I'm so... wiping
think
that from my
Deadass
mind.
edited it.
I think
It was real.
drama theory classes are like some of like the weirdest stuff I've learned since I had to take religious classes in high school. Because one of them, we had to like answer these writing prompts on our forum about like different like things related to our reading chapter. Like one of them was just like, in the Bible, like there's this one parable where like at the Last Supper, like Jesus or Judas like kisses Jesus to like show that like he's still on his side even though he was betraying him. It's like he like lied with his body, and it's just like when's the time that you can think of that somebody lied with their body? And I wrote a whole response on the finale of Breaking Bad.
Oh no.
Like a week after it happened.
Oh no.
It's just like Walt lied with his body when he like tackled Jesse because like Jesse probably thought he was mad at him, but really he was saving him. And I got 100% on that.
Oh no, for religion.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of the
Religious
Last
Studies 35
Supper,
was my favorite class.
speaking of the Last Supper, I really like that goof that you said where Jesus walks into a restaurant and says, "I'll get a table for 26." Oh no, there's only 13 of us, but we're all gonna sit on one side.
It's just what a bunch of assholes who sit at a table like
I thought
that.
that was really, really good visual
Unless
comedy.
like in the restaurant, like that table is like up against a wall.
Oh yeah, 100.
So that's why nobody can like physically sit on that half of the table. But then how awkward is that dining experience? Just like you and your 12 best mates just all sitting staring at a wall down this long table. You want to talk to your friend at the
Okay,
end.
toss me the breadsticks,
They're like
buddy.
30 feet away.
That'll be
Goddamn.
performance art right there.
I'm sure it is.
I'm sure
The
that's...
Last Days of Judas Icarus.
You're just describing Lovey Bohem from Rent.
There we go.
Lovey Bohem.
That's what I
Lovey
pronounce.
Bohem.
Speaking of Bohemia, you guys ever been to a cabaret?
Oh, yes, we will probably talk about this on next week's episode after the actual events, but I'm having a cabaret.
In this room.
Life is a cabaret.
Insert the opening scene from the musical Cabaret.
And then cut in Mr. Cellophane too, because I like that song.
Thank you.
I love John C. Reilly. He's so talented at so many things.
God, that voice.
He can do anything.
Gosh. I can do better.
That song is actually about John C. Reilly. Well known
Oh
fact.
my god.
So yeah, we're having a cabaret in this room in
Heck
a few
yeah.
hours. So we'll probably update how that went on the next week's podcast.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all we had planned because didn't have a guest. Just wanted to crank out a quick little episode for our good fans.
Keep it short and sweet.
Yeah,
Keep
nice
it
and
good
tight.
content. And
Keep
see,
it with lots of censors.
ooh, so many censors.
We have to cut out so many names. Goddamn, why do we talk about people again?
God damn it. No
Why did
proper
we-
nouns.
Why
No
did we
proper nouns
accidentally
on this
almost say the
podcast.
name of the old podcast?
That was you.
My friends made fun of me once because they're like, "Shut up, Logan! You fucking changed the name of your podcast like 4 times already." I'm like, it's happened twice so far.
Once?
One change, 2 names. One change, 2 names.
One podcast, 4 names.
Alright, we have a new name for the
One podcast,
podcast.
3 dads.
There it is.
Can we change
We
the name
paid money
every
for
week?
this.
Making a new YouTube account and a new Facebook account. It's like a speakeasy.
Yeah, and then we'd
You
have
to
even
find
less
it.
than 7 likes
It's
and
like
views.
that
17
pizza
views.
restaurant from The Weekenders.
That scene in The Weekenders when they eat the pizza and it droops so delicately, and also that girl
Every
Trish
episode.
who has the hot dog with the carrot
Tish.
in it. Tish was my inspiration as a child. She gave me a relatable vegetarian
She was allergic
character.
to guava. It made her splotchy. I haven't seen that episode in like 10 years, but I remember that
I want
show.
to watch it right now.
What?
Fuck, that's wild. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Remember to like,
Yeah.
comment, and subscribe.
And watch your favorite episode of The Weekenders.
Make sure to watch The Weekenders on YouTube. Follow them on Twitter.
Love ya.
Follow The Weekend on Twitter. The guy with the pineapple hair.
And give your dad a big old kiss on the lips.
Kiss your dad.